Good morning, everyone. I guess depending on where you are. Happy Topic Tuesday. Today I want to talk about overthinking. So I was just talking to a friend about how I tend to overthink when I'm making reels, and that it keeps me from starting them. And I know that overthinking is something that a lot of us deal with, and so I wanted to talk about that a little bit. So overthinking can be for a number of reasons. Um, Many times it is the perfectionism. You know, if this isn't perfect, and you start to question every single thing you're doing, and oh, but it isn't perfect, so I shouldn't do this, right? So perfectionism definitely can play a role in it. Sometimes it's just simply we just don't know where to start. Sometimes we don't know the next right step, or we feel there's too many options. And so we start to go, okay, well, if I do this, then this will happen. But if I do this, this will happen. If I do this, this might happen, right? But a lot of it is if we knew the next step, we would just be able to take it. Sometimes it's just fear, just full on fear. That's definitely been part of it for me with reels. Um, Worry that I'm gonna, um, look stupid or say the wrong thing or not make, the video won't look good or whatever it is. There's fear all over the place with with me on those. Sometimes it is when the thing that you're working on is kind of a big thing to begin with, and when you haven't broken down the goal into smaller bite-sized chunks, you can overthink it because there's so many elements at play then versus just the one step you're working on that it will get you overthinking. Should I do this? Should I do this? Should I do this? Right? Um, so what do I do when I find myself overthinking and overwhelmed doing my reels? The first thing I do is I acknowledge that that's what I'm doing. I'll be like, okay, why am I putting this off? What's going on? Right? And perfectionism definitely comes into play. I'll be like, well, but my hair doesn't look very good today, or, oh, the lighting isn't just right, that kind of thing. Um, Sometimes it is, I have so many ideas of so many reels that I want to do, I really just struggle to pick one. And so I find myself going, well, if I talk about this topic today, well, that makes sense if I would want to do this other topic, for the next one, etc. And so sometimes when there's too many options, as far as that's concerned for me, sometimes it is the setup. So like I leave now my ring light, my big light, because I film my reels mostly in my kitchen, and I just leave it at the same place, like sitting at my island. My husband's thrilled about that, and he's like, "Is this just gonna stay here?" I'm like, "Yes, it is." But I am using a mic now, and I have to get that set up, and then getting the remote to work with the thing, and there's just like so many steps that sometimes that is what keeps me from starting, and I just overthink it, instead of just doing it. Like I don't have to use the mic sometimes, or I don't have to have the exact perfect lighting, and my hair doesn't have to look perfect. And as long as I'm giving good content, as long as I'm putting stuff out there that's helping people, that's all that really matters. That's what people care about, right? But because I care about it so much, I tend to overthink it. And I think that's the other aspect of this, is how often when it's something that's really important to us, that's what tends to make us overthink things. And again, that's because we want it to be perfect and we want it to be just right. When I find myself in that position, I go, okay, what is keeping me from doing this? And then I go, okay, my hair doesn't have to look perfect today. And you know what? That's why I have a ring light, so that in case those days when the light isn't perfect outside, and let's just pick one topic to do. We just have to do one reel today. Let's just pick one. There's plenty more time to do the others. And I just break it down piece by piece until I get to the place where I go, okay, let's just do this. And because I really enjoy doing the reels when I'm doing them, it's just getting there, getting started, like it is for a lot of us, right? So you're not the only one. For those of you going, thinking it's just you, it's not just you. And I'm medicated, and I still struggle with that part of it. So just take heart. It isn't just you, and you will figure it out, just like I figure it out. And just remember, when all else fails, just stop, take a deep breath, take the big pause, as I like to call it, and say, what's really going on? Because most of the time we know. And I think you can never fail taking a project and just breaking it into smaller pieces, because that alone usually is the thing that helps me the most. So the big ask. Okay, so many of you have already done this. As some of you have seen, this group has grown tremendously in the last couple of months, and part of that is because I started doing reels. And I'm so grateful for people coming on here and contributing as wonderfully as you guys have. And I get so many compliments from people about the group. Just everybody's so positive and supportive, and it just makes me feel amazing that you guys are you're just such a great group of women. I just love it. My big ask is, if you haven't already, can you go to my Facebook business page, and I'll put the link. I'll put the link in the comments, and follow me, because I'm just shy of 50,000 followers, and that's like huge for me. I never in a million years thought I would get to that, even close to that level. So it just is something that I would really appreciate if you haven't done it already. And if you have, thank you so much. And, thank you for watching the videos, the reels that I put on there. So if you haven't, I would love it if you would do that for me. And that's it. So thank you guys. I will be seeing you in the group. And if nothing else, I will see you next Tuesday on Topic Tuesday. Have a great, great week.